It's Monday. It is September the 13th, 2021. We're live, of course, our great city of Manchester, UK, where you can see the Salford Quays behind me this evening, as usual. And it's been an interesting weekend. The first weekend of the NFL, the return of the Premier League, US Open as well, the tennis. But I don't usually comment on tennis. I don't watch tennis, but it's caught my eye this weekend. Of course, as well, the boxing in Florida with Donald Trump and Donald Trump Jr. on commentary. Can't believe that actually happened. Of course, David Haye fought on that card. Former UFC champions from the past also competed on that card, and of course that's available on Fight TV, FITE, on the Fight app. That is not an endorsement, it's not a payment or any advertising at all. It's just a free plug to them. They do follow me on Twitter, by the way, so of course I'm going to give them a free plug because they know who I am, I think. One of the 13,000 people they follow back on Twitter. Thank you very much for that, Fight TV. But yeah, an exciting weekend, I have to say, and I hope you're enjoying this lovely Monday evening. I do have, unfortunately, my studio windows open because I forgot that I had it open last night when it was nice and cold. Freezing it was at one point, and I thought, and I did not want to go up this morning. I was nice and warm. Can't wait to do that tonight though, because I am not going anywhere tomorrow, which is quite good. I should also mention as well that last Monday, we were last live, and I think I may have mentioned that we were going to be live every night. That didn't happen, did it, last week? Because unfortunately I had some issues with one of my dogs, and we got that sorted out by having no surgeries at all needed. It just went, so that's a good thing, and we can now officially move on, I think. But I will say as well, the issue with the dog was that it had a what was the name of it now? It was something sticking out the vagina area. Yes, that's right. Let's get this discussion right off track. It had a lopic or something like that on the night. I can't remember the name of it, but anyway, it had one of those in it, and it needed surgery to remove it. But now, luckily, 4 days on, so Tuesday it began. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, by about Saturday, it was gone. So that's a good thing. It's completely gone. But unfortunately, it did get kennel cough when we took it to the vets on Tuesday night. It came home with kennel cough, then infected the other dog. They both had it, went to the vets yesterday. We got some tablets and some liquid to sort that out. But apart from that, I should be, unless something else happens in the next 24 hours, I should be live again tomorrow night. You can join in the conversation, by the way, using the hashtag the Fowler Show on social media. You can follow me on social media. My official links are on your screen right now. Of course, you can find me on Facebook, Edward Fowler Show, Twitter _ Edward Fowler _ where you'll find me tweeting and liking, and of course mostly retweeting though, sports and other interesting topics which I find interesting. And you may see that we might mention some of the things I've seen on Twitter over the past 2 days or so, which we'll be discussing this evening. And of course, you can follow me on Instagram, Edward Fowler Show, where you can find me on social media. Now, as well, we should also mention that as well, that it's a big week here. So much to come. We've got some great guests, and I may have mentioned last week by mistake that Jared Johnson was going to be on the show last Friday. Yeah, as you could tell, I was not live on Friday. Number two, I kind of gave you the wrong week. It's actually not last Friday. It's this coming Friday, 2:15 p.m. Eastern for definitely. That's my mistake. I thought it was the 17th on Friday. Last week for some reason, but it's not. It's this Friday live on this channel. We'll talk about the in Brazil, between, of course, Brazil and Argentina. We will also talk about Ronaldo returning to the Premier League and scoring not one but 2 goals this past Saturday at United in the coming home against Newcastle United 4-1. That ended, which is fantastic. Great way to kick off the season. Well, not kick off the season, but kick off the 4th week of the Premier League after the international break. City, of course, won 1-0. Arsenal even winning a game for the first time this season, winning against Norwich in a very not so exciting game of another 1-0. But at least out of the bottom of the table for right this moment, I think. But yeah, a lot is going on. Of course, tonight Burnley are in action as well, so I'm hoping that Burnley could win, but I don't think they will. As I said last Monday here on this show, that Everton got Rafael Benitez. They will probably dominate and probably win the game outright against Burnley. Kick off at 8 p.m. this evening. So good luck to both teams. But of course, I would love to have Everton to lose that game I just mentioned. But now, let's mention about the tennis, because of course a big weekend on the tennis, and of course many people, including myself, never even heard of this tennis player. She's only 18, by the way. A few weeks ago, she was just getting her results from sixth form. Of course, Emma Raducanu is, of course, the US Open Women's champion, dominating every game, and of course got rid of everybody's predictions, didn't they? Everybody did not expect her to get to the final, but she did. And even if she did not win, everybody would have been very proud of how far she got from being kind of a nobody, which when the tournament began, to be now the whole world now knows who she is. I read the other day that she was ranked 328th in the world. She is now ranked 23 in the world. That's how far she's come up in the rankings in a matter of 2 days. So all our congratulations go out to, of course, Emma and her fans on that magical win on Saturday night. Not too long as well. It only lasted an hour and 24 minutes, I believe it was. Could be a bit wrong about that, but I know it lasted over an hour, but definitely. And it was live on Amazon Prime and also on free-to-air TV, which is great to see. I can't wait to see what she will do next, because at the moment she's appearing on all the big media sites. So we're just going to see in the coming weeks if we can maybe, could be a chance, you never know. It's a bit of a risk to maybe try and bring on this show. Probably won't happen, but it's worth a shot. We'll see what happens. We've made some people, we've gone to contact some tennis players, some other great people. We got in contact with them this morning. We'll see if we get any responses back. Hopefully we will. Be great to see have some tennis players, some tennis stars, some other people on this show over the next few weeks. Again, we need guests, of course. And of course, tomorrow I'll be announcing the next guest on this show. Can't wait for that. So tune into that tomorrow. But I'm going to show you some footage now of what happened on the field on the weekend. I think it was on Sunday night when the other US Open final happened, and then we'll move on to some football, American and UK, obviously. But I need to find the footage. I did share it. I did like it on Twitter, so I'm going to find it for you quickly here. Here we go. So this is Jofovic, I think his name. That's how you pronounce his name. Either way, you may have saw this, you may not have saw this, but this is what happened on this game. He got very all dinted in, everything like it, and people on Twitter, people on the internet were reacting to that footage. You can see it times onto the ground. But I mean, no need for that. You got to be professional. You can't win them all. You win some, you lose some. People on the internet were complaining at Jaffrix by saying that he's acting like a child, he's immature. I agree. He was immature. He is angry. You know, he may be angry, but, you know, you can't just take it out on your tennis racket. You know, you got to be professional. You got to keep that in you. You got to overcome the anger. You got to overcome when you make mistakes. You know, he's been a tennis player for many years. You know, he needs to learn to rise above it. Find a way to stay calm under crucial situations. That's all I have to say on that subject. Have to say, for one thing or another. What we'll do now, it is coming up to, 15 minutes already? 15 minutes of me talking. Wow, that's great, isn't it? But there you go. What we'll do right now, because you just saw that footage, but there's another footage I want to show you. Because this happened in American, in college football over the weekend on Saturday night. It was in Miami. Welcome to Miami. And, you know, when you go to Miami, when you go to a football game, you expect it to be rowdy. You expect it to be loud and passionate for the great college football teams in any city. But the people of Miami got a bit scared. I would be scared as well if I saw this happening. I don't know where this particular thing came from, this particular animal. I don't know how he got in, but this was dangling. As you can see on your screen there, the video creator goes good to Danny WQAM for this footage. But you can see on your screen there, a cat is dangling from the rafters. Look at that. Extraordinary footage here of a cat. You can see it there dangling, trying to hold on before it crashes down. Luckily, somebody got a US flag to dampen its fall. And then they go absolute berserk. And it's like the Lion King. They're holding it up like it's the Lion King in the Lion King movie. The circle of life there. And everybody going berserk over that cat. But extraordinary pictures. And that might be more exciting and more terrifying and more scary than the actual football game being played in Miami this past Saturday. And that amazing cat using one of its 9 lives to get down. Amazing footage. And, pictures like that just shows you what a week it has been. What a weekend, have to say. And that wasn't good enough because you had some boxing going on as well, which we'll get to after the short commercial, which will bring you right now. And then we'll bring you all about the boxing and about the football as well, and other things going on straight after this commercial. Stay tuned, there's more coming up next. No offense. In 2002, you then came a part of Monday Night War as the general manager with your black slick hair. Whose decision was it to dye your hair? Was it your decision, or was it Vince McMahon's decision when you were brought into Monday Night War? Why didn't you just keep it white?
Yeah, I wanted to. I didn't like dyeing my hair.
I didn't know you dye your hair. I didn't know you dye your hair until Eugene shaved it off back in, I think it was like 2004, 2005. That's when I knew it was white. Before that, I never knew it was white because I never saw WCW because I was too young. But I did, however, see the best war in the Ruthless Aggression era when it was white, when he cut it off. But go ahead.
Right. No, well, my hair actually started turning silver when I was about 28 or 30 years old.
Okay.
And it happened very slowly. In fact, I was so young. I remember the first gray hair or silver hair. My hair was more, now it's white as I've gotten older, but for a long time it was kind of almost a silver. Yeah. It was almost chrome colored, But I remember the first time I saw gray hair in my head, I looked up in the mirror. I'm going, what the hell? I have, now get this, Edward. I said, I have a dead hair.
Oh, wow.
Like a dead hair, right? Like, I thought, well, I'm going to pull this dead hair out. So I pulled it out, and then a couple of weeks later, I go, wow, there's 3 or 4 more dead hairs. Why is my hair dying? And then my wife heard me. She said, Eric, those are not dead hairs. Those are gray hairs. They're perfectly fine. They're just turning gray. And I thought, no, I'm too young for
Yeah.
this. This can't be happening to me. And then I started dyeing my hair because about that same time I started, for the very first time, started doing television for AWA. So I started dyeing my hair, and then, it kept getting more and more gray, and I kept dyeing it, and people didn't know until I shaved my head. A lot of people didn't know. But the fact of the matter is my hair still is so thick and it grows so fast that oftentimes, I'd dye my hair on a Monday, and by Friday it had already grown out like an eighth of an inch or a quarter of an inch. I don't know what that is in centimeters or millimeters in the UK, but it would start growing out, right? And you can see literally a silver stripe down the top of my head where my hair naturally parted. I looked like, I don't know if you remember the cartoon or if you ever saw it in the UK. There was a cartoon character called Pepe Le Pew. He was a cartoon skunk. And I started looking like the cartoon skunk because my hair was all black except for the white stripe going down the middle of my head.
Word. I don't blame you for dyeing it all the way back then.
Well, but to answer your question, because I often go off, I apologize.
It's fine.
But to answer your question, it was actually Stephanie McMahon's idea for me to dye my hair when I came to WWF in 2002. I really didn't want to, but at that point, when you're a talent, you take direction from the people who direct the show. So they opted for me to come back with black hair, and I started dyeing it again.
Yeah. Until you got shaved off by Eugene a few years later, and then you could go all white, which is quite good. Which I bet you were happy about because you never go out and buy the dye hairspray every week or every month or however often you had to dye it for. There you go. That was Eric Bischoff on the show from Valentine's Day here earlier this year. Available to watch, of course, on YouTube, the whole episode. Right now, let's talk about as well, because this great success before regarding Emma winning the US Open. It was a magical night, and she's very, a very proud moment for her and the family and her friends, obviously, and for the rest of the country. It spirit up the country, and it was great the way they, of course, sung Sweet Caroline, of course, made famous earlier this year by the England team in the Euros, because been around for years, hasn't it? Donkey years. Great tune, and they sung that as she was celebrating after the win on Saturday night. Again, it was on Amazon Prime and, of course, on free-to-air TV over here, which is what's best for business. And we also mentioned now the boxing. A lot of boxing happened over the weekend. Let's begin with how interesting. It didn't actually transfer over. Let's see if I actually have it. I do. For some reason, it didn't. It hasn't transferred over for some reason. I only got big. So we're just going to quickly get that on the screen. I really want to talk about it, but I can't actually show you the picture, which is quite annoying. So let's do this now. So making his comeback to the ring was, of course, David Hay. Making his way to back into the boxing ring this past weekend in Florida. And the critics say on the internet as well, it was an easy win for David Hay, which I had to agree. I think it was an easy win for him. Easy comeback win for David Hay. Of course, the last time he fought, he was quite rusty. He didn't seem to be at his best form. But, last on Saturday night, he looked better, didn't he, than he did the last time he fought, which is a good thing. And yet it was an easy fight for him. He got the win. Then after the fight, David Hay decided to call out, of course, Tyson Fury. One Fury. We'll get on to Tommy Fury a little bit. There's some news coming about them. But Tyson Fury, David Haye decided to call out Tyson Fury for a fight. I do not think Tyson Fury will actually respond to David Haye's challenge, because Tyson Fury is too busy getting ready for his big fight against, Wilder for the third time. Then, of course, we want to see this big fight between himself and Anthony Joshua. Will that go ahead? Because according to Anthony Joshua, who I'm going to show you a picture of right now, because Anthony Joshua, he wants to fight. I can't show you a picture of him, actually. Ignore what I just said. Anthony Joshua has said in an interview that he wants to fight Tyson Fury. He wants that fight to go ahead. Means he can leave his legacy as the greatest fighter in modern history. But again, we'll have to see if that will go ahead, because we're very close to it, weren't we, a few months ago, where these two, we almost got a date and a location and everything, and it all came crumbling down, and then it's like trash talking with each other on social media. Not very good at all. So we'll see what happens there. Let's move focus to Tommy Fury, because I did mention his name a few moments ago. Tommy Fury is, of course, a boxer. Of course, he's also a reality guy as well. Of course, he appeared on Series 5, I think it was, of Love Island in 2019. That's where he mostly got his fame from that reality show. But Tyson Fury's half brother, Tommy Fury, wants to fight Jake Paul. Now, of course, a few weeks ago, Jake Paul had a fight against Woodley, former UFC fighter, and of course, he won on split decision. Nobody got knocked out. He couldn't knock out, Woodley. Woodley did knock him down a few times, but in the end, split decision, and he thinks he's all that, thinking he's the greatest fighter on the planet, but he's not actually knocked anybody out yet. Now, Jake Paul wants to fight Tommy Fury, because according to Jake Paul, he wants to fight a real fighter. I personally would not go after Tommy Fury, because to me, Tommy Fury is no better than Jake Paul. If you want to go after a real fighter, go ahead against, Tyson Fury, or even David Haye. Those are proper fighters. Tommy Fury, he's had a few wins. He's been around a little bit, but I wouldn't call him a fighter. He's like the Jake Paul of fighting, because of the reality background they both come from. So anyway, Jake Paul wants to fight Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury really wants to fight Jake Paul. They came to blows a few weeks ago, backstage after the Woodley fight, and of course, as soon as Tommy Fury got in the same room as him and got into his space, they were quickly broken up by security guards, and before you know it, Tommy Fury was escorted out of the way, and I think he actually got kicked out of the building as well. So not very good for that. Not very much hyping it up, and of course, as well, I should mention that Tommy Fury was absolutely livid, because all he wanted to do was lay down a challenge to Jake Paul, and for Jake Paul to accept the challenge. But did he? No. Did he act as like? Instead, he got his security guards and kicked out Tommy Fury like a little chicken. Like he is, isn't he? Jake Paul is a little chicken, as we say. Yeah. You can have your thoughts on what you think of my opinions using the, of course, hashtag of this show. So, hashtag the Fowler Show on Twitter, and of course, leave your comments in the comment section below as Back
well.
21 years.
I should mention, we're not going for another commercial. I should mention there. So, as well, I should mention, we changed the cover picture. Hello, MK Studios. Welcome to this. Thank you for tuning in for once. This is the first in many years. I think the last time we actually communicated here on YouTube. Of course, Logan Paul is, he's hyping up stuff. He's appearing on WWE TV nowadays. Yes, that's where you can find him. Because he wants to
bring ratings back to WWE because their ratings are not very good. And he's been involving himself into some storylines. So maybe he decided to quit boxing and go into wrestling instead, because he probably knows that he can probably last in the fake acting instead of doing the real acting and the real fighting in a boxing ring while doing wrestling, where he won't be injured as much. He won't have to worry about trash talking or, anything like that, because, he'd be a part of the crew at World Wrestling Entertainment. While in the boxing world, he's a bit worried of getting hit in the face, I bet, because he had some wins, but again, he's not knocked anybody out. They've all been on judges' scorecards. Again, not real boxing, ladies and gents, because, of course, if you want to be a real boxer, you need to knock somebody out and keep them down to win, basically. Winning on, split decision, it means nothing. Absolutely nothing. You get the win on the records, but in fact, no. Better than anybody else who gets a victory on stoppage time or on a split decision or going to the judges, basically. So unless you knock somebody out, that means you're a real fighter, ladies and gents. Now, I'm going to mention that on Wednesday on this show, we've got the returning Callum Heaslip, a singer / songwriter, half Irish, half Spanish. He currently lives in Spain. He's going to be rejoining the show. I'm recording the interview tomorrow with him. Unfortunately, he does not do 7 p.m. our time because he's busy with other commitments at that time. So we're going to do it at an earlier time, and it will come out on Wednesday, on Hump Day Wednesday. So it's going to be good to see Callum Heaslip back on the show, to see what he's been up to since he last came on the show, I believe back in, I think it was January. Could be wrong about that, maybe a bit later than that, but sometime earlier this year anyway, for sure. So it'd be good to reconnect with him again as well. Could be going to see what new music he has, to see what he's been up to. Of course, he's quite famous, of course, 300,000 Instagram followers, over that to say, as well, because of his interview he did on the Late Late Show in Ireland a few years ago, and of course his popularity on Spotify, on the YouTube, on the Apple Music. So if you never heard of him, check him out. He does some great songs. Trust me on that. He does some fantastic songs, and I can't wait to speak to him again on Wednesday, right here, exclusively in the second hour of this show. That's right, a second hour. I might change it to the first hour, but we'll see what happens here. Hope you also like the new background. People say it looks fantastic. People say it looks lovely. So let me know what you think about the new background. We've got with the Las Vegas background, and we got this lovely Media City, UK. It is currently dark, so what not better way to have a dark background for the winter time here, only on The Best Kept Secret on YouTube. And of course, let me know, who would you love to see on this show? Because if you go to my YouTube channel, you can see who we've interviewed under the celebrity interview section. Because we've had on White Set Fred, Eric Bischoff, Callum Heaslip, Trey Cinco twice. A lot of people. We reach out to new people all the time, from actors to musicians to sports personalities, from tennis, from, college football, from race drivers as well. You name it, we had to loads of people on this very show. Anyway, stop gloating. Let's move on. Okay, so of course the football was back on the weekend as well in America. The NFL last night had 7 hours of commercial-free music with, of course, commercial-free football on with Scott Hansen on NFL Red Zone, where you can watch every single bit of action from every single match happening from 1 p.m. Eastern all the way down to 1 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern, with all the late games as well and the early games. And some incredible games happened last night, but of course tonight it's the Baltimore Ravens against the Las Vegas Raiders. I shared it onto my Instagram story earlier today. If you've not seen it, check it out now, because the Las Vegas Raiders are playing, I believe, at home for this game. And I'm just going to make sure that we are playing at home because I don't want to get that fact wrong because I'm a Las Vegas Raiders fan. So let's just make sure. Vegas Raiders, of course, I'm cheating here, ladies and gents. Oh no, we're not playing at home. Oh, I'll be playing at Ravens. Okay. Not too bad. That's not too bad, but we'll still win. Las Vegas Raiders will beat the Baltimore Ravens tonight on Monday Night Football on ESPN, Sky Sports here in the UK, or as well, yeah, Sky Sports over here, or ESPN/ABC in America. Dun 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 dun. And I've shared it onto my Instagram story about 2 hours ago. So if you've not seen it, check it out. It's going to be a great game of football. Ladies and gents, the Raiders will win. I got 2 messages here. Oh, see Daisy? No, I don't. Oh, right, I see. Why is Caitlin? Okay, so we've got some big news coming out of Double E. If I just stop there for a second, because it's got a message to say that Big E of the New Day will be on Monday Night Raw tonight, cashing in to become WWE Champion. He's going to cash in against Bobby Lashley. Wow, huge news coming out of Big E there on Twitter. Don't know when it came in, but this is from 25 minutes ago from BT Sport, though, saying that let's that cat out of the bag. I indeed am cashing in my Money in the Bank contract tonight and cashing in to become the next WWE Champion against Bobby Lashley. We will see what happens. We will see what happens. Let's see what happens here this evening. It's going to be huge. Only on the USA Network. I'm guessing that's Double E, trying to say, turn it to our show. Instead of the football, turn it to our show. We can bring you the best entertainment. So we'll see what happens. But what we're going to try and do is we're just going to try and bring you that treat from Big E here on the air. Here, hopefully, if our... So this was posted 2 hours ago. That's not me much breaking news, but I just receive it just now. So we will say so, but let's just see. I've never done this before. Let's see if I can do this on the both screens. Let's just turn that off. Wrong one. Wrong one. Still getting used to it, ladies and gents. Let's see. Window screen. Let's see about this. Window capture. That's what we want. There we go, that's the treat right there on your screen. Let that cat out of the bag. I intend on cashing in my Money in the Bank contract tonight. And tonight I'm cashing in to become WWE Champion. That is from, of course, Big E tonight, only on USA Network. Wow, what an announcement there. What a huge announcement. But the question will be, though, will it actually happen? Would it happen? Will Big E will come WWE Champion? You have to tune in to find out. Let's just make sure there's no other interesting news we need to tell you about. Let's have a news here regarding the NFL. We should mention as well, really, the game, shouldn't we, really? Because that's what we're here for. Because that's what we want. That's what we need. Images. I saw this from Well, don't forget though that the NFL games are going to London next month, so we've got some great games coming to London. Of course, the Jags will play here in London, England, as well, which is going to be awesome to watch, to see the Jags playing a home game in, I believe it's going to be at Tottenham Stadium. That'll be a good game for sure. I'm now going to have to go and pinch the scores from Fox Sports, ladies and gents. That's right, we're going to pinch it from Fox Sports. If it will let me. No, it won't let me do that. Okay. What day is today? September 12th. So it should be around here. Oh, I see. That's Fox Sports. I don't want Fox Sports. I want the NFL on Fox. That's why I'm going to the wrong Twitter account, ladies and gents. Let's have a look now. That should still, though. I was trying to find a picture of it before, but I couldn't actually find one, so we're going to have to use this. So there you go. You can see the Sunday scores brought to you from Fox. So 24 to 27, the Vikings getting beat by the Bengals. I think the Bengals. I say the Steelers winning against the Panthers. I think it was 23 to 16. Of course, you got the Cardinals there, 38 to the Tennessee Titans, who got beat by 13 to 38. I was expecting the Titans to win that one though, because the Titans have been very, very, very good, and people are saying that they were going to be Super Bowl contenders after the first week. That might not happen, but again, it's still early days. The Seahawks, they won 32 there to 06. The New York Jets getting beat by the Panthers 19 to 14. Of course, that's Jack Taylor's team, who of course came on the show last year. Big fan of the Panthers. Very knowledgeable about the football world as well. Kansas City Chiefs, of course, they won 33 to 29 there. The Houston Texans, I believe that's it, in the who won 37 against the Jags. That's the Jags for you, 21. Not so good under Urban Meyer so far. New York Giants losing there 13 to 27 there. The Chargers winning 20 to 16 against the Washington football team. Miami Dolphins winning by 1 point against the New England Patriots. Wow, that's a close game, wasn't it? Very competitive. What a game that was, had to say. The Seahawks winning there 28 as well. Green Bay, look at that. Hammered. Can't believe that. They scored 3 points. Wow. 38 to 3. Wow, what a domination of that team. The 49ers winning, of course, 41 against the Lions there. And, of course, the Bears losing to the Rams. 34 to 14 on Sunday Night Football. The Rams winning there. Told you that the Rams would win. Didn't I say? Didn't I told you? Didn't I told you so? That the Rams were going to win there. The Rams! Told you. And again, the Las Vegas Raiders will win tonight in Baltimore Ravens home ground. They will beat the crap out of Baltimore Ravens and get the first win in their goal to get the playoffs, and hopefully maybe get to the Super Bowl sometime soon, because of course all the other members in their group have won yesterday. The only team hasn't won in their division, in their league kind of thing, in their little four team squad, or group, whatever it's called, is the Raiders. They're not won yet because they're not played yet, but it was in that it was 3 teams in that group have won the opening game of the season. So we'll see what happens. There you go. I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe that is everything to talk about here this evening. There's not much going on this Monday night. Tomorrow we'll recap all the latest news regarding the football from tonight. Of course, Monday Night Football, and tonight we'll recap everything to do with that. We'll recap the Raiders and, of course, the Ravens. Hopefully, fingers crossed, the Raiders will win tonight live on ESPN/Sky Sports to see who is the dominant team and to see if we can get the first win off this season, because we need to get some momentum behind us. Also, tomorrow on this show, we will discuss the English football between Everton and Burnley. Show you what happened there. Hopefully, Burnley will win. They kicked off in around about just over 15 minutes away against Rafael Benitez versus Sean Dyche. Who is going to win? I hope Sean Dyche wins, but obviously, Rafael Benitez will probably win. But we'll see what happens. I'm hoping for a miracle happens for Burnley, but we'll see what happens. Also, as well, tomorrow we'll be discussing all the latest to do with other news topics as well, and other entertainment topics. Be a bit quiet in the entertainment world from people who I follow, for people I interact with, but you never know what may happen here. But don't forget, though, to help us to get more people on the show, we need your support. I need your support, people. So if you are new around here, please subscribe to my channel, like the video, share the video around, comment, tell me your thoughts to my opinions. They're my opinions. Again, you may disagree or you may agree with my opinions, but let me know either way. Leave a comment in the comments below, or use the hashtag The Fowler Show in that corner there on Twitter or Instagram and pin me and tweet me and tag me and do all those wonderful stuff you do, and let me know your thoughts that way. Either way, you can find me on Facebook, Edward Fowler Show, Twitter _ Fowler Show, or on Instagram, Edward Fowler Show. So hope you can find me, hope you can follow me. I've got 825 followers on Twitter. I've got 234 followers on Instagram. And right here on youtube.com/Edward Fowler, we have 146 subscribers. We did have, after the last Monday, we did have 148 subscribers, but because I was absent for a whole week after plugging that my show was going to be on weeknights, yes, we did one show, and then things got a bit out of control with things outside of this show. So I apologize for that, but I will be here tomorrow night at 7 p.m. UK time, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. on the West Coast. Until then, enjoy the rest of your Monday, the 13th of September, afternoon or evening, or even, depending where you're watching this from, morning as well. But until then, until tomorrow night, same place, same time, talking about other impactful topics of the day, including whatever may pop up. But, you know, some interesting things will come on this show, from sports to entertainment to other exciting things. You never know who or what may appear on this show, but, you know, we will see some clips coming up later today as well with things I was reacting to. I was reacting to that cat, you know, jumping off that cliff, hanging from there, scared to death of it's going to fall or maybe break or die. But luckily, there are some good people in the world, and they got the American flag, and it captured it. And it jumped off, it captured it, and it was able to save its life and then hold it up like it was the Lion King movie, where they hold it up into the air, the circle of life, you know, saying Simba, welcome to the world kind of thing. That's how happy the Miami, or whoever they were playing, fans were reacting to that on Saturday evening. But there you go. Until tomorrow night, enjoy that your evening, and I hope I will have your support, because more people will get subscribed, more people view this, more people like it, the more people share it, the more people leave the comments, then we can get more people on this show. We can bring you more guests, we can bring you more excitement, more entertainment. Again, we don't know how long this weeknight show will last. It might last for a week. Might last for 2 weeks, might last for a month. But we can give this a go to see what happens, to see if we can get anybody to view this and see if we get our reputation and subscribers up, because that's all it's about, is to try and get more people to subscribe to this channel so we can grow our audience, to grow our people, to get more people on this show. We want to compete with the best of the best, and the way we can do that is by having your support. But for right now though, cheerio, enjoy the rest of your evening or afternoon.